It will be certainly the first topic tackled in Coeurtisol in 2025. And how to stay sane in if society is crazy. This is more of a philosophical topic. And I think that decision makers, unfortunately, lack of ambition when it comes to protecting women and protecting children. But this is street harassment in Brussels or street harassment in another city. It's very common. It forces a lot of women to strategize about where to go, when, which streets to avoid. It just affects so much the way women can enjoy public areas. I think that tends to be ignored. That puts people ill at ease, but like all other topics, all difficult topics, the less you talk about it, the more difficult it is. Hi everyone, welcome to Coeurtisol, the podcast that puts you in the shoes of a member of the European Parliament and that tackles topics that are close to your heart and tend to raise your cortisol level. So as you may see, once again today, it's a special episode. I have no guests, but as you are watching this episode, it is the 17th of November, which is 2 months anniversary of the launch of Coeurtisol. And I thought that it would be about time to show you the backstage of the launch of Coeurtisol, how I announced it to my closest friends and colleagues that were present in Brussels. I'm very happy and excited to show you these images because for me it will also be a kind of episode that I can keep as a memory. And I'm also doing this episode because during the launch of Coeurtisol, what I did is that I asked my friends, my guests that were present that evening to put ideas, suggestions in this box. So ideas related to guests or to topics that they would like to see in Coeurtisol. So now I am very excited to discover these topics with you. I haven't opened the box yet. I wanted really to discover it with you. And to be honest, I also didn't do it so far because for the first episodes of Coeurtisol, I already had topics. I already had ideas that I really wanted for the very first episodes. However, as you are watching this episode, we're the 17th of November, then there will be 2 other episodes until the end of the year. So one on the 1st of December and one on the 15th, but I'm not spoiling the topics. Then it will be already time for Coeurtisol episode 2025. And I already have some ideas, especially for January and February. I actually have an important appointment tomorrow to see if this will be feasible or not. But I still have a few free spots for ideas of episodes for next year. So I'm sure that the suggestions done by my guest will be super helpful. So now I let you enjoy the backstage of the launch of Coeurtisol, and I see you right after to talk about the suggestion to discover them together. Enjoy and see you later. So I just wanted to ask you, what do you think my announcement will be about today?
So I have no precise guess. I'm actually just guessing it would be maybe something about evaluating policies related to health. But I know that whatever you will do, it will be a great success. I have great faith in whatever you do, so it's gonna be awesome.
So looking at the enigma, I think it might be like a weekly podcast or live on social media about taking, I don't know, the pulse of Europe, something linked to stress and maybe something interactive, but it has to be linked to stress and women, I feel.
To to be absolutely honest, knowing you, it could be so many fantastic things. I may have some educated guesses, but I wouldn't even dare to try to unveil them. So I'm just waiting to see, and I know that whatever it is, it's going to be absolutely amazing and mind-blowing, and I look forward to it.
I have a feeling that it's about a new project. I hope it's something with a twist of women's rights / feminism, and based on your little clues, I think it's something regarding stress in the EU bubble, but I can look into.
I'm one of the few people that has no idea, but I know that I'm going to be impressed, and I'm very excited to find out.
And I'm just happy that people will also participate in our discussions that we have had for a long time together, and I'm sure it will be a fruitful output.
I think it's a great idea, and I think you're going to have a lot of expertise shared and a lot of emotion shared as well. So you will have to manage a lot of big emotion, big feelings, but also great ideas on how to make progress. So that's very nice.
First of all, cheers to you, Alexia. You did amazing. You inspire me deeply. I was just telling Caitlin how inspired I am by all the women I have around me. Mind blowing. I really think you're going to do amazing, and it's a journey. I think it's very brave of you to expose yourself in the online space. I wish you a lot of success, which you will surely have no matter what. To guard your boundaries, this will be very important, and I'll send you my full support and warmth. It's amazing, and I'm very inspired. Thank you.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the backstage of Coeurtisol. So now this is the time to discover the suggestions done by my amazing friends and guests. And I seized the opportunity, by the way, to thank them very much for their presence. It was an important day for me. It was quite stressful. So it was great to have them there. First suggestion: gender-based violence at the workplace and in academia. So gender-based violence in general and topics related to women's rights will be often tackled in Coeurtisol. You can totally expect that and expect more and more in Coeurtisol. So this includes, of course, next year, because it's no secret that topics related to women's rights are very, very important to me, and that I really want to seize the opportunity to have this platform to talk about those. Once again, to talk about certainly difficult topics. But talking is the first step towards healing in some case, and in other case towards finding solutions together. So of course you can expect difficult topics like this to be tackled in Coeurtisol. In the case of gender-based violence at the workplace or in academia, if the person that wrote this could let me know if they had a specific guest in mind, don't hesitate to reach out. Other suggestion is professional well-being. I will not develop a lot on that one because this is related to what I want to organize in January, February. And I have a meeting about it tomorrow. So tomorrow I will see if this is feasible. But so you can already consider, indeed, if everything goes well, that this topic will definitely be tackled in Coeurtisol, and it will be certainly the first topic tackled in Coeurtisol in 2025. I will let you know more about it probably after Christmas holidays, because I will certainly not spoil or start the organization before Christmas holidays. But you can expect to learn about something related to this topic very soon, and I'm very excited. I hope everything will work out. Then we have the importance of sex and/or gender analysis in research. I agree, also super important, especially when we know that in medicine, men's bodies were taken as, the object of research, and then they didn't took into consideration the specificities of women's bodies. So I think it's super important. And I would be happy to tackle it, but I would really need help on good guests because for now I don't have any inspiration in mind. We also have Gaza, how to live with the fact that our governments support genocide. Very strong one, but you know that in Coeurtisol, the strongest it is, the more we tackle it. So once again, if I meet the right person to talk about it, I would be super happy. And if you have suggestions, of course, please don't hesitate to send them to me either by comments, or if you are not comfortable like commenting, you can just send a DM, or you have also normally my email address dedicated to the podcast. And another suggestion on the same paper is wealth inequality. Yes. So for these two topics, I don't have ideas of guests. I would like to tackle them, but I really want to see who I could invite. So don't hesitate to suggest me if you can. Then we have another suggestion, but I won't say it aloud because this is related to my project of January, February. Now we have also a menstrual health, same, very happy to tackle it, and not all men, but always men. And I totally understand. I see also who wrote this suggestion. And once again, provided that that I could find an expert on this topic or someone could share their own story, then I'm totally open to put that on the list of topics for 2025. Okay, so on this paper we have several suggestions. Youth unemployment. So this makes me think of the suggestion about wealth inequality as well. We could maybe gather these topics together. Generation Z, why so stressed? Yes, because in Coeurtisol we like to talk about stressful stuff, so I'm very happy to talk about that. And how to stay sane in if society is crazy. This is more of a philosophical topic, and I really like those. Actually, this is also something I would like to do on Coeurtisol. I would like to not always be, you know, policy oriented, take a larger scope of the concept of Coeurtisol and have this more philosophical conversation, because I really love having this kind of conversation. As you may remember from my first episode, I am not a big fan of small talks, so I'm totally open to that. Then we have two suggestions, climate and women in diplomacy. This I could as well, but I think I would need to be a bit more precise angle, because it's a bit general, just to be precise at a later stage through which angle I would tackle these topics. Another one, sexual abuse in childhood. So this is also totally the place to discuss this kind of topics, especially that you may be aware of it or not, but there is legislation being discussed on this topic at the European Parliament, a regulation and a directive, which, by the way, so far are not excellent. I think that decision makers, unfortunately, lack of ambition when it comes to protecting women and protecting children. Decision maker could definitely be much more ambitious. But happy to discuss that. To be seen in that case who I would invite. But I'm definitely open to this suggestion. So this one is what drives us to wake up in the morning, with several guests. Yes, this is also a very philosophical suggestion of episode, and as I said before, the one about how to stay sane if society is crazy. Yeah, I think this is totally the kind of episode I would be happy to do in Coeurtisol. Then we have motherhood and feminism. That's a yes. I don't know if there is much more to say. Motherhood and feminism, that's a yes. I have no further comment on that. I think it's super interesting, but that's a yes. Then this one is in French, but could be, so this one is in French, but it could be translated in who is really behind decision making. And I agree that This is quite an interesting topic, especially in the context of Coeurtisol, where you are supposed to be in the shoes of a member of the European Parliament. You may know that in the European Parliament, yes, you have the MEPs, but you have also the accredited assistants that are doing most of the job, and an amazing job most of the time. And they are in the shadow, but they really deserve a lot of credit for all the work they are doing. So yeah, for example, for this suggestion, if a former accredited assistants, for example, would like to share a testimony about their work at the European Parliament, I would be very happy to have you as a guest. Then we have another one about women in sports, and actually the person that did the suggestion, because she signed, she could be very good for this one because she's doing amazing in sports and really she has such a discipline. I have a lot of admiration for her, so happy to dig in this topic. I'm not an expert, but I mean, I don't have a lot of knowledge on this specific topic, but happy to learn more thanks to one episode. Here we have a suggestion: discussions on different political topics that affect people in Brussels. Yes, people in Brussels, and I mean, as you may have noticed by now, I try to record episodes that will be interesting for everyone. So yeah, Brussels, or everywhere. I hope that it can have an interest for everybody. That being said, indeed, there may be some personalized content for people in Brussels when I talk about local initiatives, or when I organized events in Brussels, which may be happening very soon. So let's see, but point taken. Then we have one suggestion about social pressure on women, affecting women. This is definitely something very important for most women, I guess. Personally, I don't think I can find in my network, in my friends, in my family, a woman that was not impacted by this social pressure in an area or in another. So I think it affects most of us as women, but for this, once again, I would need to find maybe an angle of tackling it, because it's very, very general and we can have an episode of 2 hours about it. So yeah, I will think about how to make it, how to transform it into a Coeurtisol episode. A suggestion about sexism, medical sexism. So this goes a bit in hand with the other topic related to women, and it's part of the continuum of violence, because violence starts with sexism and sexist jokes and all these kind of things. So happy to tackle it. I wouldn't have, though, an idea of guest right now coming into my mind. So if the person that put this suggestion had somebody in mind while writing this suggestion, please contact me. Then we have street harassment in Brussels. So yeah, I actually have an idea of who I could contact for this episode. I may assume they are very busy, so let's see if this is feasible, but I agree. And unfortunately, once again, street harassment in Brussels or street harassment in another city, it's very common. It forces a lot of women to strategize about where to go, when, which streets to avoid. It just affects so much the way women can enjoy public areas, the public space, that for me it's just crazy. And I think that most of men don't realize it. They don't realize the hypervigilance, the way we're avoiding certain street, the way we spot a certain behavior far away from far away already, etc. So yes, this will be added to the list certainly for 2025. And the last suggestion is on abortion, but also prenatal loss, which is very hidden. And I see that this person precise that she has a friend that wrote a book about that. So please don't hesitate to let me know who is your friend and if she would be or you would be willing to be part of a Coeurtisol episode about this topic. Abortion, I wanted to make one for sure, especially with the My Voice, My Choice initiative that I invite you to check out and to sign right now, because it's a very, very important initiative to guarantee access to abortion to all European women. Prenatal loss, if someone is willing to come and talk about it in Coeurtisol, I am more than happy to host this person, to have this guest, because once again it's something that tends to be ignored, that puts people ill at ease. But like all other topics, all difficult topics, the less you talk about it, the more difficult it is. And I know one person that went through prenatal loss lately, and it's heartbreaking. But I think that indeed talking about it and talking about her little baby regularly, giving her the space to talk about it, this loss, is very, very important for her healing process. Now I invite the viewers that were not present at the Coeurtisol lunch to comment and to put ideas of episodes for 2025. I already, as I think I said it already a bit earlier, I have plans already, Coeurtisol plans for January, February, for other months as well, but I still have a few free spots for other topics, knowing that I will also include most of the suggestions that we discovered together today. So don't hesitate to comment if you have other ideas that you would like to see tackled in Coeurtisol. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in 2 weeks as usual for another Coeurtisol episode. Thank you, bye!